Okay, for 1971, two electronic giants thought that they were going to merge. Allied Radio, which was a large mail-order business, and Radio Shack. And that merger lasted for a year before the federal government stuck its nose in and broke it up as part of an antitrust deal. So this radio is a one-year only radio that was replaced by the Navajo Pro 9er, a radio that had built-in Channel 9 monitoring capabilities. And it was Radio Shack's flagship base at the time. So you see it has a noise silencer. Which is a noise blanker. And of course, your basic controls here. You got an on the air and modulation light. And the clock works, but for some reason it's stuck right now. But that's all right. There's a memory associated with this radio. When I was a kid, there was a Radio Shack store next to a Kmart. And when my parents would go shopping in Kmart, I'd go to Radio Shack to see what was new. Well, like many Radio Shacks at the time, they had a base antenna set up where you could try the different radios. So I had a deal with the manager, because he knew who I was and had heard me on the air. He says, "Kid, I'll let you use any radio that's in here, but you can't say where you're talking from." So I'd get on the air and I'd emphasize what radio I was using, and people would say, "That sounds really good. I got to go down to Radio Shack and buy one." So let's go around the band with this old puppy. And it's not a bad sound on the radio. It's not bad on selectivity either. A lot of transistor radios at this time had problems with intermod, crossmod, and blocking. This one doesn't seem to be affected by that, not too much anyway. Just another really nice, pleasant radio from the beginnings of the wood grain era. Radios in the 60s were designed with a lot of chrome, which reflected what was going on in cars. But in the late 1960s, early 70s, people's sense of aesthetics changed, and radios all started coming out being wood grain. And if you've got a Browning Mark II, it is not wood grain. A Browning Mark III is wood grain. And a Browning Mark III was introduced in 1972, a year after this radio. So you can hear the band is just starting to open up a little bit. So once again, this is a nice radio. You probably have to replace a lot of the crystals in it. The good news is that you can get them out of a lot of junker radios. And it's a very pleasant radio if you're just sitting back and copying the mail and just want to enjoy the way things were in 1971. Okay, I think that's enough.